guys, good to be here. Great to be here. I just moved from Brisbane to Melbourne about 4 months ago. Loving this city, so much better than Brisbane. Like, Brisbane sucks, that's why I moved, right? Melbourne is better than Brisbane in the same way ice cream is better than leprosy, right? There's just no competition, yeah. But there's only one thing I don't like about Melbourne. I don't know if you guys can relate to this. I think there's too many beautiful people here. I don't think it's an urgent problem because it's fucking bullshit, right? Like I was on a tram recently and I saw a woman and she was absolutely divine, right? And it wasn't sexual, it was like spiritual, right? Like, you know when you see someone and you just hear harp music, right? Like, she was so beautiful, I just wanted to be her slave. Like, she was so beautiful, I just wanted to like exfoliate her feet with a pumice stone and then buy her a latte, right? I just wanted to like clean her bathroom to spend more time with her, right? But I didn't say anything to her because you can't. As if you can't be a dude and just go up to a woman you don't even know and say, hey, just wanted to let you know when I saw you, all the brutality of the world dissolved and your beauty suffused everything. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to moisturize your collarbone. You know? Because I don't know, man, like I always fall in love real easily like that. You know, I've always been crazy for love. Like I remember when I was 19, I actually thought I was gay. And then I found out the hard way I'm not. Like I told everyone I was gay. And then a year later I'd tell them I'd made a mistake. And gay people, they talk about how hard it is coming out of the closet. It is a lot harder going back in. Okay, there's no understanding for my people. We don't have any parades. You know, woo, we were wrong! Proud of it. So I want to be loved so much. We all want to be loved, right? I got out of a relationship with a girl recently because I take love too seriously. She was fucking amazing. She was kind, intelligent. She was a squirter. Do any of the ladies here do the squirting? That shit is bellissimo. That is great. It's so good. And as a dude, that it hits your ego really well because they can't fake an orgasm. You've got like a watery receipt. Like, you can't take this away from me. I'm the winner. You know what I mean? It would be crazy because like when she finished, I didn't know whether to get a towel or an ark and 2 of every animal. It was incredible, but we broke up because I wanted to like get married and stuff, and she didn't want that because she was one of those people that's real negative about marriage. She was like, 50% of all marriages end in divorce. Why would we do that? And I'm like, yeah, but 50% don't. You know what I mean? Like even if we do get divorced, you still have that amazing time of bliss at the start. You get to go to Hawaii, wear that grass skirts, get to spend a week in the honeymoon suite, you know, pashing like thirsty wolves on that love heart-shaped bed that spins, right? You could be negative about anything, right? 50% of marriages end in divorce. Okay, 100% of all human beings die. No one's throwing that at women who want to have children. Why would you have a baby? It's just going to rot. Like, why? It's just going to get buried. Be positive and shit, man. That's my life. I try to be positive about everything, right? And I think my need for love, it comes... I grew up in foster care, right? And that's not a big deal. Like, honestly, I think the hardest thing about growing up in foster care is it just makes it really hard to relate to the childhood difficulties of middle-class people. Like, your parents divorced when you were 16. Must have been hard. When I was 7, my mum tried to set my dad on fire because she was high and he was harshing her buzz. But how'd you cope with 2 parents competing for your love? How did you deal with that second iPod Nano at Christmas? How'd you do it, Olivia? Because I come from like the goofiest family, right? My family's fucked up. My dad, big criminal, but not like a cool Port Melbourne criminal, right? He was, he just did like really low-level stuff, like just shitty jaywalking and stuff, like just... But he was like, he did all of the little crimes, but he didn't really master any. He was like I like to think my dad was like a Renaissance criminal. He was like the Leonardo da Vinci of shit cunts, right? He was just... And then my mum was a heroin addict, and I think the saddest thing about that is she never released one great music album. Which is just such a waste of good heroin. I think Lou Reed could have been a lot more productive if Mama hadn't been so selfish, I think. But man, I don't know, and like you guys are predominantly white here, middle class, and so you have that thing where you've got to like live up to your parents' standards, right? Like what did your parents do, man? Yeah. Yeah, dad's an engineer, wow, that's great, and what did your mum do? In customer service? Okay, so good, solid jobs, right? So you can't be worse than your parents. You gotta beat your parents, right? I don't have that problem, right? Like, do you know how easy it is to impress my parents? Like, all I have to do is not become a police officer, and I'm just nailing it, right? But as hard as it is to disappoint my parents, my three sisters giving it a red hot go. My first sister is a total bogan, but in her defense, she's a good bogan, right? Because there are good bogans and bad bogans, right? Like a bad bogan will glass you. A good bogan will be like, why are you using a glass, mate? Are you a poof? Let me get you a glass. Like that's a good bogan, right? My second sister just takes a lot of drugs, hits people, recently got out of jail for assaulting a police horse. She assaulted an equine constable, ladies and gentlemen. It's my sister. Third sister just has kids. Like some people have kids. She's a professional kid haver. Like just keeps shitting them out, and it's disgusting. Because they are not being raised properly. They're the scariest kids you have ever met. Like, I met my nephew for the first time recently. I was worried I'd be the first uncle whose nephew molested him. Don't say nothing, Uncle Corey, or I'll gut you like a trout. I was in fear of the child. And like the thing I don't like about my sister is she's like perpetuating that cycle of, horror, and like that's crazy because she's allowed to have kids. Like that's crazy as a society. We let anyone have kids. Like we let drug addicts have kids, but you need a license to own a turtle, right? Like if you want to have a kid, shit out infinity, kids, no consequences, no questions asked. But if you want an eastern long-necked turtle, we're going to run a background check. We're just go through your yellow-topped bin, make sure you're not drinking too many Bundy rums, right? Like that's crazy, right? I think more people, especially people from fucked up families, they should adopt. I think everyone should adopt, but also people from fucked up families, because for two reasons. Like, firstly, you're helping out a kid that needs help, and then secondly, if you adopt, there's a lot less pressure on you as a parent, right? Like if you have your own kid and that kid grows up to be a shithead, that's all your fault. If you adopt, you'd be like, he was fucked before we got him. Something wrong with his genes. I'm not his real dad. Check the receipt. I am innocent. I don't know, man. Like, you growing up in foster care, drug wars and stuff. It made me think about what we do with drugs. Like, I think all drugs should be legalized. And I think a lot of the reasons people say drugs should be illegal are actually caused by drugs being illegal. Like people say, oh, don't know what's in drugs. Well, that's because they're illegal, right? Like there's an anti-ecstasy ad at the moment the government's got. It's like a photo of a bathtub, and the text of the ad says, made in a bathtub using battery acid, drain cleaner, or even hair bleach, then popped in your mouth. Ecstasy, face facts. What? Like the fact that the only reason they're making it in a bathtub is because you won't let them make it in a laboratory with scientists named Craig instead of bikies named Stab Nuggets. With test tubes instead of empty Vegemite jars. That's like if they made pies illegal, right? And everybody still wants pies, so bikies start making pies, right? But ovens are illegal because that's pie paraphernalia, right? So the way the bikies make the pies, they put them in a bathtub. They get a fat guy named Rhino to sit on them like a mother hen, right? And then they're trying to save money on meat, so they cut the pies with cat shit, right? They just get a muddy diarrhea feline in there. And then the government comes out with an anti-pie campaign, sat on by fat guys, cut with cat doo-doo, pies, face facts. No, you're a dumb cunt who doesn't understand cause and effect. It's crazy, right? I don't know, man. I was a bit heavy for a second there. Hey, man, what's your name, young guy? Jake, what have you ever like terrified a woman? Be honest, come on. You ever like made a woman want to run from you? No? All right, I have. I'm going to own up to that. Happened to me quite recently, right? I accidentally followed a woman on foot for 3 kilometres. Now, what happened is we got off the bus at the same time, and we were both going the exact same direction. It's 9 o'clock at night. She's like 20 metres in front of me. We're just going down the exact same streets, exact same roads. So about like the 300 metre mark, she started to get a little jittery, right? And I totally understand. Like, if I was her and I looked back and I saw this just sweating its way towards me for hundreds of metres, right, I'm going to be a little scared too. But as a dude in that situation, you feel like a total sex offender, right? And you're not doing anything sex offendery, right? I wasn't wearing a shirt that said I heart non-consent. I wasn't licking my fingers. I wasn't an AFL player, right? I'm just a dude in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's nothing you can do to make that strange woman less scared. You can't speed up to overtake her. She's going to think you're closing in for the kill. I couldn't slow down to put distance between us because I was worried there was going to be a dude behind me. I know how dangerous men can be. I am one, right? And I couldn't yell out to let her know everything was going to be okay. Couldn't be like, hey lady, not going to do anything to you. You'll make it home in one piece. And some of you are thinking, well, why didn't you just cross the road? I couldn't cross the road because there was a river there. I am not getting in a river. That wouldn't even work, what I'm going to get in the river, right? Just go for a swim. That's not going to work, because at one point I'm going to have to come back out of the river like, hello there, dearie, just took a dip. Nothing you can do. You guys are a cool crowd. I'm going to leave you with this. One of my favourite things to do in the world is go road rage watching. And just go to a busy road and get maybe a camping chair and an esky. Watch humanity go bananas. It is bellissimo, right? It's not as good as squirting, but it's up there, right? And if one of the... No, anyway, I was going to suggest it would be great if one of the people watching the road rage was also squirting at the same time, but I'm not going to say that joke, right? One guy just laughing like a wicked dragon, like... So yeah, I saw the best road rage I've ever seen recently. This guy got cut off in traffic and he yelled out just the strangest sentence I've ever heard. This is what he yells out at another human being in the 21st century. You fucking nincompoop! You fucking nincompoop. What a bizarre sentence. Like, the only sentence that I think could compete with that would be if he'd yelled out, you cocksucking scallywag! Fiddlesticks to you! And as soon as I heard him yell out, you fucking nincompoop, my first thought was, that is a very angry man from the 18th century. He's not happy with time travel. You guys have been awesome. I'm Corey White. Thank you very much!
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our last act for this bracket. We're going to have 15 minutes as a break, and then when you return, we're going to have the awesome Jimmy James Eaton and your headliner, Miss Ann Edmonds. For now, you guys are going to take a 15-minute break, and then we'll see you when you guys return.